well, I guess it's this time of year again where I am going to start making this a tradition, being every 2 months after every major expansion, probably going to be discussing my opinions so far. And well, I gotta say, compared to Lightfall, which I made over a year ago now, a massive glow up compared to that thing. Like, genuinely like one of the better, like knock the balls out of the park. Like, genuinely like one of the best ones, even if Lightfall did over the year get better because of the dungeons and the seasons. And also mostly all of Into the Light. I'm just gonna be honest there. But I don't want to waste your time more than I have already, so let's just discuss everything that I want to discuss like we did last year with Prismatic doing our first topic. Well, actually, before we fully step in, I am feeling a little off, I guess I could say. Who knows, maybe this conspicuously non-purposely branded thing, because I can't get a sponsor and probably will never will, sitting right here, maybe it could help. There we go. A bit better now. So, where were we? Oh yeah, final shape. Starting out with Prismatic, and well, I love this subclass. I have barely taken this thing off since final shape. Because, well, it's basically, do you want radiant with everything? Go ahead. It's just, like, everything, like, it's literally the meme of the lore-accurate guardian, because that's generally what we are at this point. But you can mix buffs from other subclasses, abilities from others, and just have it all into one giant soup bowl. Warlock is the best example of just exploiting this to its highest. I mean, Bleak Watchers with Storm Grenades, and the Arc Soul from Getaway Artists, and then you have the Slide Melee with the Needles. It is generally so, like, all together that it's near impossible to break once you get this engine going. And same thing with Hunter, although I've not played it enough to fully say that it's great. I can see so much good stuff. Ascent I love. There is also Storm's Edge, which is bullshit in PvP. Because let's just take Thunder Crash, triple it, give it a smaller cooldown, and also make the travel time, instead of hurling yourself across the map, you just blink there now. And Threaded Spectre is really nice. And also the grenades on Hunter are personally some of the better ones as well. And then also we have Gunpowder. And like I said, the supers are still nice. I love using Tether, although Golden Gun can be better. Tether is just good for getting yourself some good damage option or debuff. In Titan, I want to be better. I really want Titan to be good. As how there's only 1% of Titans, and I know Bungie's looking into it. It's just, Prismatic Titan is not really that great right now, mostly because of everything around Titan is more of a, you have to go all in for it to be good. Like, you have to go with the triple melees, with the consecration, and that, in order for that to work. Although there is alternatives, I have been getting some success from Bulwark and Diamond Lance. I know it's not going to be that great, and it's hard sometimes to get it to work. Because there's not much in the kit to grant grenade regeneration outside of demolitionist items. Which then you have to, like I said, the problem with Prismatic Titan is there is no real battery ability charge option. Minus just rocking the highest stat you can. And that is kind of painful to say. Because as someone who mains Titan, it's sad to say that Prismatic Titan is probably the worst out of the three. Like, I love it, but it's just, I want this to do more. Like, there is literally, and as I was gonna say, like, this is, like, they just gave us the only options they could. Knockout was the only option they can give for Arc, because the other two would have been either not that effective or required a rework. The only one I feel like they could have changed would have been Solar, because I would have preferred Sunspots and or Roaring Flames. Roaring Flames could have helped with that, and you could have the buff give you ability, energy, regeneration, and or same thing with Sunspots. That could have been our battery option, but yet we still are unable to get it. It's just annoying, like how bad Prismatic Titan, like, all of those compared to the other two. Like, there's not really much of the loop you can start with the other two. The only really I've gone to work is Diamond Lance, but that requires literally planning in time. It is so annoyingly sad about how they did Prismatic Titan. I mean, like I said, they could swap Consecration for Roaring, or Consecration for, like I said, Roaring Flames and or Sunspots. Unbreakable would probably be better replaced with either Controlled Demolitionist and or Bash and or Offensive Bulwark. We're getting a buff, decreases your abilities cooldown. But then as well, that's just Heart of Ammo Slide at that point, which is on the new exotic class item. Which this just makes me kind of sad because because there's not really much they could have done with the kit. There is nothing they really could have done with everything overall. And that's what annoys me the most with this kit. It's the best we could get because of everything else being you have to double in on it. Okay, and following our Prismatic breakdown, as much as and me mauling about Titans being bad, we have the story of the final shape. First mission being Transmigration, where, well, we are basically in the heat of everything. We have to try to throw everything all at once to try us out the windows, because this is our chance. It's now or never. And, well, as we get the collage here of the thing playing, can I just say how much I love the Pale Heart as, an idea of a destination? Because it is literally everything almost as homage to the entire franchise. Although I feel like we're missing a few things, I still love the Destiny 1 tower. We have bits of the Cosmotron, Europa fused in as well. We'd have full-on garden stuff. It is borderline one of the most beautiful destinations and kind of one of the best calling card references that they could have done. Oh, the cutscene's been over. Well, after that, we, like I said, adventure in, see the Destiny 1 tower, and also after some introduction to Prismatic and how it works, basically with a rundown of the kit initially, we also see a familiar face down this hall. And well, yes, we have, at least for this expansion, Cade 6 back as with his original voice actor. You can look this up, it is true, he is back in the seat as the same character. And well, and that's it. Touching cutscene, Ghost talking about all that. And now we slide into the next mission. Temptation, where, well, we have Cade, and Crow is the one entered before us, so, well, we need to find him. And wherever this guy went, we have Clint trying to help us out as well, because he was told to stand aside for a while, I guess. And through doing some, basically, moving thing around, we enter inside, and we see temptations from the witness about the final shape to Crow in particular. These being with a statue with him and Marb and their proudest moments because of, well, them still being connected. We have images of him at the throne during Forsaken, and also him with a lot of Iron Banner imagery because of Lord Saladin and how much of an impact he had on him. And then we see Crow at the end and a conversation between him and Glint. Overall, well, the mission's kind of blah, gameplay-wise. There's one big, major fighting area. It's mostly the narrative here that is really good. I generally am loving this narrative. Now, the next one is Exegesis, or Exegesis? I don't really know how to pronounce that. Yep, give me a minute. Exegesis. I don't really know why that'd be like that, but hey, what the hell? It's a fun name for the mission. And well, like I said, we have also the whole fire team here with us too. We have Crow, we have Cade, we have us, and now we need to find Ikora and Zavala. We're going to go with Ikora because, well, that's the campaign's order. And well, we go in and have a full-on prophecy reference with how it works, where we need to kill knights normally to get dark modes, and also we have a Vault of Glass Aegis inside here for the light modes. Do some connecting around, go around, connecting, a bunch of other stuff, and, well, go deeper and deeper into the whole Dreaming City area here, too, where we start finishing off and pursuing a Hive Ogre. This is, like I said, I enjoyed this section of the fight, although it was kind of difficult on the highest difficulty. Thank God. We also see a bunch of other situations going deeper, and also with the Tree of Silver Wings from Season of the Arrivals. I genuinely am loving some of the imagery and also a lot of the storytelling here, which is very great, following before Lightfall. I'd full-on tangents about stuff without even realizing what they actually were. I admit I was kind of in the wrong there, but I still agree that the story's kinda bad. And well, that inspires us to go deeper inside of the Pale Heart. And well, I gotta say, the section with the warders, trying to get the glyphs, absolutely fun, although it is kinda difficult on the highest difficulty. Absolutely bravo to whoever designed this one. Where we also see depictions of Zavala's fear, of commanding role, how his thoughts on how everyone is dying around him, and also why Tarj couldn't resurrect Hakim initially. Or him not realizing that. Which, well, although I would say that I would have preferred Lance Redrick, even though he's been dead, I still love the way that the VA that they had to get is really good at the role, trying to depict this sorrow. As well, with the new cutscene here about him and Sophia, at his old house. This is it's like I said, although the part was resolved in the Haunted, as with this right here, I still can't say that this still has more of an impact because of the fact that it's opening that old wound again and again. And also the fact that he feels like he is still responsible for it. And well, that also leads to a secondary cutscene of him realizing that Cade is back, and then also everyone is grieving for Amanda Holloway's loss, which was last year during the season of the Defiance, and well, I still agree that it was kind of shoehorned in, but it's still a great conversation about how to let go, really. And following Requiem is Ascent, where we see Crow and Cade wanting to meet up in private away from everyone else, because Crow needs to dispel something to Cade. And well, this secret being, as we climb this whole Cosmodrome / Europa-inspired thing, we see why Cade was brought back initially, because of Riven's wish that Crow made after the 15th wish. And during this, we also get back to where we were resurrected. Indeed. And god damn it, that fucking music! I really wish I was able to cry somewhat. Because, God, I can't, at least right now, because, but after that, we also get the ability of our new supers and aspects. These being Twilight Arsenal and Unbreakable for Titans, this being Song of Flame and Hellion for Warlocks, in Storm's Edge with Ascension for Hunters. I love both the Titan stuff. Song of Flame is really fun, and along with Hellion, and I've not used Ascent enough, but I absolutely despise Storm's Edge because of Crucible. But as we clear this entire part out with that, we also hear Zavala is basically just dooming. He is a hardcore doomer this campaign. But we still need to go forward while Zavala feels like he's hearing things. And while starting that is the message, a simple 3-part quest where the goal is trying to communicate with the Traveler, where we start with the impasse where we are currently, and then we go to the landing, and then we go to the blooming. This is also at the end accompanied with an introduction of a high wizard named Luzaku, who was here under Salvatore's order to infiltrate the Pale Heart with when it initially happened. And well, we also see Crow and Cade here, because we're trying to figure out if one of them can find a way to communicate with the Traveler. And we see another cutscene with Cade and, well, the voice actor for Sundance as well, where we see her reciting the tenets to Cade and till we meet, well, the first 3: devotion, sacrifice, and bravery. We keep missing one the entire time until the end, where it is shown, rather than said. Which is really nice of a thing. It's implied as well that, hey, you're forgetting someone. You're forgetting one. And then it is directly there with the death of Sundance again. And also, I mean, just the delivery still here with all of it is nice. It's just very wonderful is the way to say it, because we have, as well, at the end with Crow trying to comfort Cade, just get away from, that get away from me line is just impactful at that point, because we see what's going on. No one knows what happened in there. except us. Following that comes the Strike Luminity. And gotta say, as a GM, this one was really hard, but I kind of love it for its difficulty still. And well, we have, the plot point-wise, the point of no return, is how we are starting to potentially hear about the statues. Yes, the statues that have been here since, well, if memory serves correct, Shadowkeep from the campaign ads. And I gotta say that I love some of the mechanics here, using the skull, using some Ahamkara magic to get the things working, and also damage the final boss at the end, which is a giant tormentor. Like, I absolutely love this strike, but at the same time, I absolutely hate it as a Grandmaster because of how nightmarish it can be with LFGs. Moving on from there, we have the Descent, where we learn that Zavala has left Tarj to go hunting, because the statues are telling him things. And, well, we have to have guide Tarj in as well, trying to figure out where Zavala went. And, well, go through some story beats, statues saying, give yourself the darkness, Zavala become one of its many, until we get to the fateful confrontation of Zavala at the door, of trying to give himself to darkness to figure out how to kill the witness. But he's, for the most part, unsuccessful, whilst still being there as well. Where we see, unfortunately, Tarj had to also sacrifice himself in order to save, or us, to have the time to save Zavala. And following that comes the mission Iconoclasm. This was possibly the hardest mission for me, because of how as well long it is, and also a borderline endurance match. Is how first off we have where, well, we need to figure out where to go with the witness. We carry on, meet where it first made itself, and trying to find that we have multiple combat zones. We have one with a tormentor, where we have to use Prismatic to also break the dissenter shields for everything. Then we enter the next room, where we are basically going to have to be buffed around for trying to get glyphs, and also a ogre, which is an absolute nightmare to kill on Legend. But god, I love the difficulty here, because it's actually really fun to be actually a good challenge. And now comes the final part, where we start to fight the witness. And well, we have a first part where, well, we are able to see where the witness made itself. And through this, we also have to fight subjugators, mostly two of them. Phase 1 is a basic stasis subjugator, which, first of all, burn in hell for this thing existing, but also thank you for creating a thing like this. Where we kill the first statue after some yapping, and then after that would come the Strand Subjugator. Same thing, but this time we also have to worry about the poison buff following the ogre fight. And well, carrying on with that, after we kill the second one, we are able to kill another one of the dissenters to free it. And then comes just a blatant gun rush to the sword again, and then being able to do the final one for the mission. And following its death, we get a cutscene with the witness basically trying to say that we're all helpless and trying in our efforts. Which will following that, we get another cutscene saying that, hey, this is our final shot. We got nothing else we can do. We got everything to lose, and well, we got everyone here now. So we can do this, we just need to throw something together. And well comes some of the post-campaign content, with a cutscene following from Marasov about how we have now everyone here as much as we can. And well, we have the starting of the Alone in the Dark missions from Micah 10 herself, along with the introduction for RNG Hell the Weapon, as I call it, being Ergo Sum. Because, first off, love the story behind this thing because of like the whole thing during Caesar the Witch about being able to just mash everything together to kill everything. I love that origin where they basically did this. Like, you know what? We can do that too. Watch us. And well, I'm still trying to find a few Ergo Sums myself, but that is beside the point. And well, we have following that the mission known as Wildcard, where we have Cade and Crow doing a stakeout on some ether, or dark ether parts for the Screams. And, well, I'm just going to skip to the major moment here because I kind of don't remember much about this one, although I do love a lot of the interactions here, and the fact there's a difference if you're playing on Hunter and if you're not playing on Hunter. This being that Crow is given the mantle of the Hunter Vanguard because Cade knows his time is limited at this point. This is a really fun scene, because it also, and references, Cade's Gdare of "the one who kills me is taking my position." It's just absolutely fun as well, and a very nice reference to everything still as well. And following that, we have 3 more adventures where you can play any of these in really any order, although it is recommended to do Queens, Harrow, then Home. But to rank them, I would say the Harrow, then Home, and then Queens. Harrow I love because of stuff like more Mythos content is always great for me. Home is just really about like Kaido trying to get Zaval's fighting spirit back in order. And Queens is more of Marasov and Savathun, which, don't get me wrong, I love the fact that these two are interacting a lot. It's just so boring, this mission. Like, oh yeah, it's stuff we did during Season of the Witch, which makes sense, but oh my god, it's just a slog to wait for. Oh, you pop one of the rings, now you gotta wait to get the other thing to switch over so you can do it. This is the one blemish on this campaign right now. It's just this mission, the 2 Queens missions, because of how slow they are. Especially the first one. Oh dear God. And well, time for the campaign's climax, Excision. Which, well, I gotta say is really fun as well, because they took the 12-player situations where we would have 12 people in a raid team, 12 people in a Grandmaster, and just said, you know what? I like that idea. And now we have 12 people in a full-on activity, where we also have allies from basically everywhere. We have, if you have played Season of the Plunder, you can also see Hall 6 and Scurvy. We would have Lusaka with her Roost and Blood, and Kaido with her War Council, all here as well, with a few others as well. Like, everyone is here. It is practically Smash at this point. We're all trying to, although the part is kind of boring for the opening, being just capturing plates and killing tormentors and subjugators. And I love the detail here that it's practically the witness fight. Minus like some of the major mechanics, which we will get into. But all we need here is kill the tormentors, then you'll be able to grab a bunch of pickups off the ground, dunk them at the spot. And well, you'd also be able to get select weapons randomly, whether being Savathun giving a high sword, Scorch Cannons, a literal airstrike, along with the Synaptic Spear. These are very fun as well, like additions here, although kind of bad, especially the high sword. But that part is not really a major thing, and I love still like some of the changes here. Like, it is still like the damage is still how to get the damage on Witness. Spoiler alert if you've not done the raid yet. But after, well, we do this a few times, get the Witness down to his final stand part, where we are now given a borderline beam like Kamehameha with our ghost to kill the Witness along with everyone else. And well, we have a final cutscene which, well, I'm just gonna let play out. I cannot do this thing justice.
Ghost? Please. bring him back. He's just a ghost. You raised an army. You can bring back one ghost.
He sure shine bright back there, huh?
Cade.
What comes from the light returns to the light. My gal Sundance told me that. She also said we're all connected. Guardians, ghosts, the traveler. Now you tell the others this was my choice. My life. Nobody makes my fate but me. They're my favorite. Don't ever forget that.
Guardian. There you are.
So, following that important cutscene, we have, well, enjoying the moment, along with one of the greatest parts of this whole thing, of just this scene. Which, well, I gotta say, like, this was a massive campaign that I enjoyed almost every moment of, because of just practically the storytelling. We have the additions of everything. The return of Cade was really impactful here, along with his ending of his own sacrifice. And that is a lot of major things as well. Is especially on Legend as well for me, because I enjoyed it despite suffering so much in this damn thing. It's genuinely, I'd say, probably the best campaign they've made yet, and then we'll also probably as well comparing it with his Desolate Children as well, to which made Forsaken, and potentially also Taken King. Dear God, I loved this campaign all the way through. Well, we have Salvation's Edge, which, well, if we look at the time-wise, is technically the hardest Day 1 raid due to the fact that there's been only few have done it. And also, I tried. Failed this time because, well, LFG is also kind of bad because my initial team dropped me. Although it is heavy, like, add clear raid, where very few can do the mechanics, I still gotta say that my favorite encounter for its creativity, not for its mechanics, is Verity. Like, I love the encounter's whole concept, but oh dear God, is running this one with LFG a nightmare, and I kind of love it. But the entire round, like I said, it's a simple-ish mechanic for like the first 3 encounters, and that is why they're and all still just really solid though as well. And then comes the 5th being the whole witness fight, which, well, I'm not, like I said, if I tried to explain, I'd be months late to the guide, so I'm gonna just say go to like Dado, Astrocross, or anyone else in the Destiny community who's made guides on this thing. Which, well, like I said, it's not like Val complicated, but it's also not Root of Nightmare simple. And that is why, genuinely, like, it's probably one of the better releases they've made, is because of, like, the whole visual displays, like, the encounters themselves, and also just little items as well. And god damn it, can I get a fucking euphony yet? And following that, we have the new episodic / seasonal content being Echoes. And well, I'm gonna preface this first, and well, I'm gonna do it as well, like as loud as I can as well currently. As of the date of me recording this, we do not have access to Act 3, so I am currently unable to comment on it. I am considering potentially doing something to describe my opinion afterwards. It's most likely though going to be on streams. Just getting this prefaced, if anyone was going to say anything about the story of the episode saying I missed Act 3 somehow. At the time this is up, Act 3 is completely unavailable. Okay, do we got that? Well, carrying on. Like I said, this is a step up from Defiance, as how I've enjoyed the battlegrounds and also the seasonal arena. With all of the loot that you get as well is really nice. Probably some of the best in the game for the most part, minus these two things. And also the story is probably more of a me being a kind of big Saint 14 fan. As well, like I'm loving the story so far, and also the failsafe recognition is great. Along with Frog. But that's so on and so forth right now. Like, story overall. Well, I guess I have time to add this because I'm still working on the editing. Editor's note. As of the 31st of July, we had a almost 200 plus layoff at Bungie, which definitely sours the mood about the Bungie changes. Which is absolutely surprising because of the success of the final shape. I mean, literally, there has been so many glowing reviews about it. Like, it is unfathomable. Like, why are they doing this? Well, back to what I was going to rant about Bungie's changes to the final shape. And well, we have kind of the most basic ending right now, being the changes Bungie has made. These, like I said, are very few, but they are very major at the same time. Mostly being the UI streamlining. Like, I love like how they did like all the buffs and everything. Like, finally as well, we don't have Presence of Crota crowding over one of our buffs. Thank fucking God. And well, following that, we have the power team leader. It's mostly the person in your power that, or fire team that has the highest power will also bring everyone else up to it. Which, well, this makes introducing it to some people a lot easier as well. Like, thank you for this. Genuinely, like, this change for someone like me who would try to get some people into the game would be a godsend. Because I don't have to tell them, hey, you have to grind the game for a bit. I can just get in there and try to throw them in as fast as I can. And following that is also the vendor refreshes slightly for Rahul and a complete Zur rework. The Zur rework is actually really fun to do. Although I hate the fact that you only get strange coins from core activities. When first off being Zur's rework, as it is a full-on overhaul of how he works. First off being strange coins, kind of a shame you only get these from core activities now. But at the same time I get it. And then next up after that, explaining would be, well, his rotating set is actually decently good armor now, along with his whole rewards track being giving him money. And also being able to pull weapons from his loot pool is very great as well. Generally one of the best changes like from all like the past year's weapons. Along with the past year's armors as well. That is one of the better changes they've made. I mean, there still sells what he normally sells, being his exotic weapons, the exotic engram, and the exotic armor, but also, we pick up most of your catalysts nowadays, which is very interesting. Like, I feel like as well they could probably, like I said, have them as a 2-for-1, but hey, also discount for someone who has most of them anyways. Yeah. Well, following that, we have Rahul's rewards track, where you get by focusing engrams. It's simple, it's effective, but it's also kind of a grind as well, you know, how much you have to focus in order to get next access. The exotic you do not choose after completing the campaign, at least as well I'm pretty sure on the legend difficulty. And overall, I feel like if I was going to make any changes, it would be make Roget a bit more forgiving, and then have Zuri's above the 9 persist as well after the weekly reset for, let's just say, another day or two. And following that, I mean, that's really it. I mean, I am very hopeful for the future of this right now, mostly because of how everything has been at launch and everything as well, and I still owe everyone a 50-hour live stream soon. I will not have a date yet, but I will be being a lot more about when I actually get the time for it. But that is not here nor there. It is time for, well, a video to be over, and spent most of it waffling about the campaign. But overall, like I said, thanks for sticking around this long for hearing this. If not, I mean, I'm just thankful for the viewership anyways, 'cause that's really all that matters at this point. But in the meantime, I am probably gonna go work on other stuff. I'm gonna say the next video is either going to be one of two major topics, Psychonauts or Giovanni. I've been advertising kind of both of them secretly, like saying I'm going to get them done, and then another project just hits me. I have a problem with that, don't I? You should not look at my scripts folder. It is way too full. But that's a topic for the outro. But thanks everyone for watching. Viewership means everything, and well, you all can take care. Alright, proper outro time. Where I waffle on for like a minute or two about things that happen. Well, I am practically recording this and probably going to go to bed immediately after, and then have to get to editing. And also, like I said, I'm glad that I have the new sprites, because I'm also going to be using these for my own streams. Like, well, I also designed these in like 3 days, so there's that. But at least, like, personally, I hopefully will be at before I make this video public, like release it, will hopefully be out about people. But I also had the first laser appointment I've had for laser hair removal a few weeks ago, which then we are going to be planning that hopefully within the next like 3 to 4 weeks for another session, trying to reduce the facial hair I currently have, like about my transition. But if you're not interested in that, all I really would say is like I said, next major videos are going to be Giovanni and Psychonauts, or Psychonauts. I don't know which one I'm going to work on first. I have both the scripts. I have the Giovanni script done. I'm struggling still to get an opening to that video, but who knows? I'll probably like do random parts and then figure out how to open it. I prefer to be able to start from the beginning and then go all the way down. In Psychonauts, I have most of the script done, I have all the gameplay, I have most of the story covered, and then I'm going on to why I love it all the time, despite like some of its issues. And then also I need to remember as well, like one thing I want to do about that one is trying to get a VR headset for the VR exclusive. But I am generally probably just gonna like ask someone if I can borrow theirs for like a week or so, and then get that all hooked up and everything. Because I've yet to play the VR game for Psychonauts, and also being Rams of Ruin, and I've never finished the sequel. I think I put like 6 hours into it, and then just never picked it up again for some reason. I probably got bored or lost, knowing me. But that will be a topic as well for later on when I get to that video. Like, voicing, I am going to bed, because at the time I'm recording this, it is almost 2:15 in the goddamn morning. Alright, have a good night.